Hello, welcome back to Savage Block Marathon Madness. I'm your host, Jonathan McGee, and I played Hunter on Savage Block. In today's Marathon Madness, we're going to be discussing the episodes Savage Last Day of Summer and Savage First Day of School. Let's start with some commentary about the Savage Last Day of Summer. So it's the last day of summer, and Hunter, Mom, and his brother Luke go to this indoor fun water park with a water slide and all. It's very fun. Um, I actually went last year, 5 year. I mean, um, s- last year at the time it was 5 years later. But anyway, we go to this indoor water park, and we're gonna have a fun swimming day for the last day of summer. We're gonna um end it with a bang, if you will. End it with a splash, if you will. Um, and we swim around. Hunter slides down the slide. I love going on water slides and swimming. That's one of my favorite things. I still love today, even on set, off set, everywhere. On the show, off the show. Me and my character love swimming and summer. So we do that, and we just swim around. He hangs out with Hunter. I mean, not Hunter. Hunter hangs out with his mother and with Luke, his brother, and they have a fun time. They hang out, they chill, they swim, they splash each other, they laugh, they laugh around, and they have some fun. That's majority episode. And then after they go to this water park, they leave. They have lunch at KFC. Uh, they have a chicken buffet, and they went into Hunter's grandparents and Luke's grandparents. So, and they have a fun time. They chit chat about starting and the end of summer and the fun things they did today at the pool, at the indoor water park, and they eat some nice fried chicken. I'm a little bit thirsty today. I needed a drink. So that was that episode, Savage Last Day of Summer. And then Savage First Day of School is Hunter, the Savage, and the Brotherhood leader starting the first grade of 8th grade. The last year at middle school. He's has fears, he's excited, he's nervous. Um he has some fears and excitement of being a Brotherhood leader and visions for the Brotherhood like we talked about in the first two episodes of Savage Pilot and Meet the Savage in the last Marathon Madness on Saturday evening. Uh, but and Hunter kind of talks about that again. Um, that he's nervous about some harder classes. Um, but and he's nervous for the Brotherhood, but he's excited for 8th grade. He's excited. He's nervous a little bit about his future, but he's taking his time. He's taking it day by day, and he's nervous to see but he's also excited to see what 8th grade and the last year middle school will bring. Um, so he's excited also to see what the Brotherhood will bring for him, and what he can do as a leader. So he walks out to the bus stop. Um, he says bye to Mom and Luke, or just Mom. And he walks out to the bus stop. He waits for a bus. He gets on the bus. It takes him to school. He gets to school. He goes in the front doors for the first time in 8th grade year, feeling with butterflies in his stomach and excitement. he goes get breakfast, and he does that, and then he heads to his first period. He goes up the stairs into the 8th grade hallway, and his first period class is language arts, English. And he meets his teacher um, for language arts. We get to meet Miss Indrix, who is the language arts teacher. We get to meet her and see what she's all about and how she is and how her personality is, and very sweet, but can be strict somewhat. And um and um and she tells the class what how the class will work, what to expect, all the first day things that we all had and we still do in school, the syllabus and stuff of the class, and what they're going to do, what she expects, and what they're going to do in the class, what books they're going to read, and what type of things they're going to do. Then that goes well, and he goes to a second period class, and he sees some friends like Camden and I think Jared and some other people that been friends with Hunter for a while, that he wants in the Brotherhood. But he finds his seat, he sits down, and he talks to some other friends of his, and we meet the teacher of, and this second period is reading, and um, and we meet the teacher, which we meet this. Hunter had this teacher, I think, before in 7th grade, and Hunter, Miss Warnock is back, and Miss Warnock is the reading teacher. So she introduced herself. She's nice, but she's very strict, and it can kind of be a little rough, somewhat, just like she was in Hey Hunter. Um, but she basically, once again, does the first day talk, tells her what she expects of the class, tells her what the class is going to do this year, this semester, whatever, and what books they're going to read, and what things they're going to do, and what assignments they're going to do. And this is how pretty much the whole first day is. We all know it. We all been there. Third period is play algebra, and Hunter's really nervous about this because Hunter, even in Hey Hunter in 7th grade, even, but Hunter has always, during his school years, kind of left time with math, and so he's a little bit nervous about play algebra. And that's one of the fears he said in Meet the Savage, and that's one of the fears that he said in the school hallway, walking from breakfast to eat it or whatever, or going to third period. He has some fears and nervous, but he's gonna go in there. He's gonna try his best and work hard, and he's gonna be confident, and that's what he is. And this is um And this is how pretty much the whole episode is. The first day talks and everything like this. So he goes into play algebra and he meets his teacher, Miss Cornell. She's a new teacher. Hunter might or might not had a crush on her, but she's nice looking to Hunter. but um but she is new um and nice. She's very nice. Um Just like any middle school or high school teacher, you might notice she's a little bit strict, but she's overall nice. Probably one of the nicest teacher in 8th grade year. In Hunter's opinion, maybe a little bit mine, but anyway, I'm being a little bit silly. Hold on, but we introduce her. She basically does the same first day talk, and she tells her what she expects of the class and what the class will be. What it'll be like, what they're going to learn this semester, what they're going to learn this 8th grade year. And after that, finally, is the best time of the day. It's lunch, and Hunter sits with some of his friends that he's had for a while. throughout his school years, like Camden and Nick, that we that he's been friends with a couple years. Um, Brendan that we saw from that we met in Hey Hunter. Um, Jared. Um, and some other people. There's a like lots of people, and they all say hi, and they all talk about their summer, and they all talk about what they're hopeful for on their schedules, just like any student, middle school student or high school student does even now today. What we did in the past, I bet. Like tell our schedules and which classes we have. And thankfully, Hunter always sings some of his friends and some of the people that he wants on the Brotherhood. And first period, second period, third grade period, and now they get to meet and lunch and talk about their classes so far and their summer and all this at lunch. And Hunter tells about his stuff too and what he did at the pool yesterday and what he did throughout the summer as well. And Hunter asked a couple people on lunch privately if they want to be a part of Hunter's Brotherhood. Now he's the Brotherhood. He needs an assistant. He first asked Camden if he wants to be the assistant. And in the first episode, we find out that Hunter wants Camden to be the assistant. And Camden has been Hunter's friend for years. For years. Um, and he asked Hunter asked Camden if he wants to be the assistant in the Brotherhood, the assistant leader of Brotherhood. And Camden said, sure. And then he asked, um, then he asked Nick if he wants to be a part of Brotherhood. He says, yes, sure, let's give it a try. Then he asked, one of his friends, Bradley, if he wants to be in the Brotherhood. He said yes. And then not Aiden yet, Caden, he asked Caden. I'm getting people mixed up. And then he says yes. And Caden's friend, Kason, and he says yes. And so all these people say yes, and we're introduced to Jared's friend, and Jared's also introduced in seventh grade, I believe. But Jared has a friend named Camden. I mean, not Camden, Cameron, sorry. And Hunter wants to know. Hunter's a little bit. Hunter and Jared been friends even since Hey Hunter, but now there's a new boy named Cameron. And Hunter's a little bit jealous of Jared's new friend, and that this is going to mess up the Brotherhood somewhat. But Hunter asked Cameron, introduced himself to Cameron. Cameron introduces to Hunter, and I believe in this episode, Hunter asked Cameron if he wants to be part of the Brotherhood too with Jared, and he says yes. So he's getting some of the members already into the Brotherhood. And he asked a couple, I think, in this episode or in the next episodes. But the Brotherhood is not complete yet, which is kind of upsetting to Hunter. He wanted it soon. Some people had to think about it in this episode. Um, but, um, but that's okay. But, um, but that kind of upsets him that it's not done yet. But the Brotherhood is getting there. It's starting to, um, I think starting, small and being lined up. Um, But anyway, the lunch is done. He finishes eating. Lunch is done. Then they want to evaluate, which is like a study hall class. And this isn't in the episode. So he does that, and he goes out to the hallway to the next period, which he has to walk all the way to the high school, which is choir. And he meets the choir teacher, the choir director, whoever you want to call it, and his name is Mr. Neville, and he thinks it's funny. Hunter thinks it's funny because it sounds like devil, and he thinks he's mean, but Mr. Neville is actually a good guy, a nice guy, a funny guy. Um, and in later episodes, he tells lots of dad jokes and puns throughout the series. So during eighth grade year, um, so he does that basically as a nice interjection of what to expect and what concerts they're gonna be and what songs they're gonna sing and stuff like that. this basic information. And choir is a nice break, like after study hall, like after all the main classes, big classes, hard, tough classes, kind of. But it's kind of a nice breathing period, is kind of a sleep period and a fun period because Hunter likes to sing. Um, and I'm a singer myself. I'm an actor too, of course. But so on set and offset and off the show and on the show, we all like music. So me and my character, like I said in the last Marathon Madness, and like I said many times before while I was talking about Sound John Block, I'm very similar to my character Hunter. So we're very similar. It's like Hannah Montana, and it's the best of the both worlds. And anyway, so he gets done choir, and he goes to science, and he meets the teacher there, a very sweet, nice teacher, somewhat strict, but very nice, very chill. And and her name is Miss Fairchild, and she's the science teacher. So it's basically the same thing. She just it's the introduction to the class, what they're going to learn about in 8th grade, and what they're going to do. So basically the same thing. We find out that actually Miss Fairchild and Hunter's mom is friends, so Hunter thinks that's cool, that he might get some good treatment, and maybe we'll be able to be a teacher's pet for her, but we'll see. But anyway, uh, that maybe he'll be a favorite student in that class period. We'll see. We'll see in later episodes how that works out and how that goes. Now, and by the way, that was a true story that her and my mom were friends, and I believe they're still friends today. And that was a true story. Anyway, then he goes to the next period, which is civics, which is basically a social studies history class, civics. And we meet the teacher. His name is Mr. Winwich, and he'll be a part of the series, the whole series, which I'll talk about another time. But he is a very strict, a very tough, very rough teacher, but he's also a chill, somewhat funny guy. So, and there's going to be lots of crazy moments with with Hunter and with other students and other Brotherhood members and other friends of Hunter's and Mr. Mowage throughout this series, throughout 8th grade year and long down the road, which we'll get to later on in this series, a Marathon Madness. So they got the work cut out with him with civics. So we'll see how this goes. And then finally, at 7th period, the last period day, the first day of 8th grade is almost done. We survived the first day, which is always a good sign for the upcoming year. And it's resource period, it's another study hall period. And he goes back to Miss Warnock. Miss Warnock's also the resource teacher, the study hall teacher. Um, we introduces herself to the other students that were not in the 2nd period class, and she basically talks about resource and what it is and what blah blah blah. And then Hunter gets started on some projects. I mean, not projects, but assignments that he already has um, to work on for the week ahead. So because some assignments are given a week prior, but we also meet Hunter's skills coach, where she helps Hunter out, and her name is Erica, and um, and we'll see a lot of her during resource 7th period. We'll see her a lot through 8th grade year, and she's very sweet. She's nice, and she's very helpful, and she helps out with pre-algebra a lot because remember that's one of the most scared classes that Hunter's scared of and he might have a rough time with. So she helps and assists, and Miss Warnock assists too. They all assist Hunter, thank God. Um, but it don't come with this still being challenging. There's still challenges with it. But we get to meet Erica. Um, and it's very sweet. And Hunter gets food. Resource Hunter gets food at the same period and walks outside the school, going onto the bus and heading home. So Hunter survives the first day of 8th grade, and he's feeling good. He's feeling confident for 8th grade year. He's feeling confident, somewhat confident of being the Brotherhood leader and what the Brotherhood will do this year. He's confident, and he's ready to go home, relax, and go to bed, and ready for the next day. So it was a great first day for Hunter, a savage first day for Hunter. So that is it for this second episode of the Marathon Madness, and we'll see you tomorrow night for another episode of Savage on Block Marathon Madness. Have a great night, everybody, and God bless you all. Have a good one.